Hi friends, welcome to KMED Gate is Education. Let's consider a three-phase transformer star-star connection having a tertiary winding with unbalanced load. Okay, so I am considering star-star transformer with tertiary winding okay, having unbalanced load with turns ratio N1 is to N2 is to N3 equal to 3 is to 2 is to 1. Let the load current is 100 amperes. What is the primary current? So he asked what is the primary current. Let's see the question how to solve. Okay, so we know very well about the operation of the transformer and well known about the basic concept. Let's just brush up the basic concept. Let I have a coil here. Whenever I am giving the time varying voltage, what happens? From Faraday's law, we know that whenever flux linking with the conductor changes, EMF induced, or rate of change of flux linkages, you have a EMF. This we know, E equal to N into d phi by dt. So from this is from Faraday's law. Okay, we know that whenever the time varying voltage is there, you have a time varying current. Whenever the time varying current flowing through a coil having n turns, you have a MMF, N into I of t. Okay, so you have a MMF, magnetomotive force. Whenever MMF is there, you have a flux. What happens? Flux is there. Whenever the flux is linking with the conductor, that is alternating flux. Whenever the flux linking with the conductor changes, you have an EMF. Okay, so finally you have an EMF. You see here, coil is stationary, flux linking with the conductor changes. That means flux is alternating, coil is stationary. So the EMF induced in this coil is a statically induced EMF. What is the EMF? This is a statically induced EMF. So we know that whenever coil is rotating, flux is stationary, that is called a dynamically induced EMF, that we see in DC machines, DC generator. So what is the EMF induced in this coil is statically induced EMF. Okay, so I have a time varying voltage here, I have a time varying current, and time varying current flowing through a coil having n turns, N into I of the MMF, and I have a flux. Let I assume the flux direction is like this. Let the flux direction is like this. Okay, so whenever the flux is there, you have a rate of change of flux linkages will be there. Coil is stationary, flux linking with the conductor changes, you have EMF induced. What you have? EMF induced. So EMF has a unit of the same voltage. Okay, so EMF is also known as voltage. Okay, electromotive force. And you have whenever the voltage is there and you have a closed loop, definitely you have a current. Whenever the voltage source is there, if you have a closed loop, then there will be current. So due to this EMF, you have a current, because this is a closed loop. EMF induced in this coil and having a closed loop, you have a current in this coil, right or not? You have a current in this coil, right? And this current is flowing through the coil having the n turns, right? So you have a MMF. Okay, so you have an EMF according to Faraday's law. Whenever you have a closed loop, you have a current. Whenever current flowing through the coil, you have an MMF, and the MMF produces a flux. Okay, this flux must oppose the main field flux. So this is the direction given by the EMF. So that is given by the Lenz law. So what is the Lenz law says? Lenz law says that Lenz law states that effect oppose the cause. Effect oppose the cause. Effect oppose the cause. What is the effect here? What is the effect here? What is the effect here? EMF. What is the effect? EMF. What is the effect? EMF. What is the cause? Rate of change of flux linkages. What is the cause here? Rate of change of flux linkages. So you can see here, this EMF is a electrical quantity, this flux is a magnetic quantity, so it can't oppose directly. This EMF can't oppose this rate of change of flux cannot oppose directly because it is a magnetic quantity. So for that purpose, this EMF produces a current. That current flowing through the coil having N turns produce MMF. That MMF produces a flux. This flux opposes the main field flux. For that purpose, we are placing the negative sign. So this negative sign represents the direction of the induced EMF. How can you find the direction of the induced EMF? That EMF which in turn produces a current. That current which produces a flux. That flux opposes the main field flux. That flux opposes this main field flux. So according to Lenz law, what is the EMF there? Statically induced EMF is given by minus N into d phi by dt. This negative sign gives the direction of the induced EMF. This is defined by Lenz law. This is defined by Lenz law. Okay. Similarly, if I want to satisfy KVL, you see here what we know from circuit theory, when I have an inductance, whenever I have a time varying voltage, what is the, you have a current. Whenever the time varying voltage is there, you have a time varying current. This is a inductance. From network theory, what is the relation between the, according to Ohm's law, V of t equal to L into di of t by dt. di of t by dt. So this will satisfy. You have another formula, N into d phi by dt. d phi by dt. So this formula will be satisfied when V equal to minus E. When I replace E equal to minus N into d phi by dt, N into d phi by dt, that equal to V equal to N into d phi by dt, that equal to L into di by dt. So if KVL to be satisfied, V equal to minus E, that is supply voltage has 180 degrees phase shift from induced EMF. The supply voltage and induced EMF has a 180 degrees phase shift. But magnitude you can see here, magnitude of voltage equal to magnitude of induced EMF. Magnitude of voltage equal to magnitude of the induced EMF. I am not considering resistance and reactance or leakage flux. So under ideal condition, magnitude of the voltage equal to magnitude of the EMF. Clearly see that under ideal condition. If you go for practical condition, you have a resistance drop and leakage flux. I am not considering that. Okay, ideal condition. So indirectly it is also a Lenz law. Indirectly it is also Lenz law. What is the purpose of placing a negative sign here? This negative sign is given by the Lenz law. That is the direction of the induced EMF. Similarly, it is also given by Lenz law. What is the effect here? Induced EMF. What is the effect here? Induced EMF. What is the cause for induced EMF? Rate of change of. What is the cause for the rate of change of flux? MMF. What is the cause for the rate of MMF? Current. What is the cause for current? Voltage. So this is electrical quantity, this is electrical quantity. Okay, there will be a opposition. So between two similar quantities you have 180 degrees phase displacement. Between electrical quantity and magnetic quantity you have 90 degrees phase displacement. Between electrical quantity and magnetic quantity you have a 90 degrees phase displacement. Between the magnetic quantity and so between electrical quantity and electrical quantity you have 180 degrees phase displacement. Between electrical quantity and magnetic quantity you have a 90 degrees phase displacement. Let's see. Let flux is sinusoidal. Let flux is sinusoidal. Flux equal to phi m sin omega t. So time varying flux is na. So flux equal to phi m sin omega t. What is induced EMF? Minus N into d phi by dt. So minus N into d by dt of phi m sin omega t. So N into phi m cos omega t into omega. So I can write this as N phi m omega sin of omega t minus pi by 2. So you can see here, if flux is reference, induced EMF lags flux by 90 degrees. But you can see here supply voltage is opposition of V equal to minus E. So you can see here, between electrical quantity you have 180 degrees phase shift. Between electrical quantity and magnetic quantity you have 90 degrees phase shift. Okay, so this is the basic. And you can see here, if I have a transformer, what happens in transformer? Let's see. If I have a transformer core, okay, let I have this. And I have a winding here. When I have a time varying voltage, here, you have a time varying current, and it passes through the N1 turns. You have a flux MMF, and this flux direction is like this. The same flux linking the primary and secondary winding, you have induced EMF E1 and E2. So this E1 is called statically self-induced EMF. E2 is called statically mutual induced EMF. Why mutual induced EMF? The flux linking the secondary coil due to the current in the first in the coil. Due to the current in the first coil. Flux linking the second coil due to the current in the first coil. Okay. So if I place a load, if I connect the load here, you observe here, if I connect the load here, closed loop will be formed. I have a voltage, induced EMF is a voltage, which is a current will flow. So due to this EMF having the current from basic, you see here, due to this EMF I am getting the current due to the closed loop. Okay, so this current produces a flux flowing to the N2. That flux opposes this main field flux. Okay, that flux opposes this main field flux. Okay, so from this you can see here, net flux is phi minus phi 2. Net flux is reduced. Means EMF is reduced. When EMF is reduced means KVL is not satisfied. Okay, so I equal to V minus E by, let think Z. So induced EMF is reduced, current draws more current, such that primary winding current draws more current I1 of T, such that it produces phi 1 of T. It cancels the phi 2. So it produces a flux, it draws extra amount of the current, such that it balances the secondary flux, neutralize the secondary flux. Finally, the main flux in the transformer core remains the constant. So let us consider ideal transformer. If I consider the ideal transformer here, I am considering ideal transformer. Let I am supplying the voltage, time varying voltage here. Okay, and I have a current. But what is the ideal transformer condition? Permeability of the transformer core is infinity. So permeability of the transformer core is infinity means what happens to reluctance? Reluctance equal to L by mu naught mu r into A. Okay, I can take single permeability. So permeability is tends to infinity means reluctance equal to 0. What happens to flux here? Flux equal to MMF by reluctance. So reluctance tends to 0 means flux tends to infinity. So this is not the correct. If you see here, limit x tends to 0, sin x by x equal to 0 by 0. That equal to 0, indefinite form. So what we do there here, limit x tends to 0. What happens? We are applying L'Hospital rule, call sin x is cos 1. So finite value. So limit x tends to, so denominator tends to 0. The function sin x has a finite value. Limit x tends to 0. The function sin x by x has a some finite value. Okay. Similarly, you can see here flux equal to MMF by reluctance. So MMF is Ni by reluctance. So once our transformer is designed, this turns is constant. Okay, so this reluctance equal to 0, this current tends to 0 only, then you have a finite flux. So if I have a 0 by 0 form, if you apply L'Hospital rule, then you get the finite amount of the flux in mathematical concept. Okay, so in terms of in term of that, so even though current equal to 0, you have a finite amount of the flux there. You can go for graphical methods also. If you consider BH curve, of the silicon material, then you go for that. So meanwhile I want to solve the problem, so meanwhile understand this. So 0 by 0 form, you get the finite amount of the flux. Okay, so even though I am giving the supply voltage, there is no current under the ideal condition. Okay, so you have a flux in the transformer. This is N1 turns and this is N2 turns. Okay, so you have induced EMF E1 and induced EMF E2. Okay, if I connect the load here, I place here. Okay, due to this EMF I have a current. This current produces flowing through the N2 produces a MMF. This flux produces a phi 2, and this flux, suppose the main field flux, net flux is reduced. For that it draws additional component of the current I1. So that is, it produces a flux phi 1, it cancels phi 1 and phi 2. So from this, N1 MMF N1 I1 equal to MMF N2 I2. So whatever the flux produced by the secondary, flux, secondary MMF produced, it should be compensated by the primary MMF. This is called a MMF balance. Called a MMF balance. So clearly observe that the flux opposes the secondary flux opposes the main field flux. Or you can see here the MMF N1 I1 producing flux opposing the secondary flux N2 I2. MMF produced by the primary flux N1 I1 is opposed by N2 I2. Okay, so we know from basic, suppose if I have two coils there, and I have a dot there, if current enters the dot in both the coils, or current leaves the dot in both the coils, then two fluxes aids each other. That means two fluxes are in series aiding. Okay, two fluxes are in series aiding. Okay, two fluxes aids, net flux increases. So the flux in this direction only and this flux in this direction only. So net flux is phi equal to phi 1 plus phi 2. So net flux is increased whenever the current enters the dot in both the coils, or current leaves the dot in both the coils. Net flux is increased. The net flux aids each other. Okay, otherwise if you see here, if current enters the dot in one coil, current leaves the dot in another coil. Suppose if current enters the dot in one coil and current leaves the dot in another coil, okay, then the flux oppose each other. So suppose this flux in this direction, this flux in this direction. So net flux oppose each other. Net flux is phi 1 minus phi 2. So net flux reduces. So you can see here, this if you consider main flux or secondary flux, or if you consider primary MMF, secondary MMF, both are opposing. So from this it is a negatively coupled circuit. So if current enters the dot here, current leaves the dot here, so then only MMF balance will be there. So N1 I1 equal to N2 I2 only when if current enters the dot in primary, current leaves the dot in secondary, then only you have clearly the MMF balance. N1 I1 equal to N2 I2. I am considering the ideal condition. Okay, so N1 I1 equal to N2 I2. What is the meaning in that? Okay, means the current enters the dot in one terminal, means current leaves the dot in another terminal. That flux oppose each other. So you can see here, N1 I1 equal to N2 I2 means N1 I1 minus N2 I2 equal to 0. Net MMF, that is phi 1 minus phi 2 equal to 0. So net flux cancels each other. Okay, so this is the MMF balance. So let's come to the question here. You see here, this is the question. Two 3-phase star connection with tertiary winding having a load current of 100 amperes. He has the primary current. Let's see this. If I have a you see, if you have observed in the single phase transformer, if ideal condition, ideal condition current, initial current equal to 0. If I place a load, I have a secondary current, I have reflect current of I1, according to transformer action. So I have a secondary current here in phase A. This is phase A, and this is phase B, and this is phase C. In the secondary load, in the secondary side, I have a phase current, phase A current. See, I have a reflect current of, according to, you see here transformer action, you see the transformer action. If I have a secondary current, to compensate that, it draws a same current. To compensate the flux, it draws some amount of the current such that it cancels each other. So I have a current in this. How will be the direction? You see here current leaving the dot such that it current enters the dot. So one leaving the dot means another transformer should have entered the dot, then only you have a MMF balance. Okay, so I have a current IA here. So from this it comes here center, it divides IA by 2. But you see here MMF, here phase A MMF is balanced, but phase B, phase C MMF is not balanced, because in secondary winding there is no current. Because of unbalanced load. Okay, so for that purpose, here MMF balance is not coming there. So MMF balance condition is not coming to picture. So here MMF balance, phase A have a MMF balance, but phase B, phase C have not MMF balance. Okay, so here for this balance condition, I am placing a tertiary winding. This is I2 current, this is I1, primary current. Okay, I have a secondary current in phase A, I have a reflecting primary current in phase B. Okay, and I dividing this primary current I1 by 2. So I have a, for this compensating this, I have a I3 current. In tertiary winding I have a current like this, because here for balancing this I have MMF. I want to require MMF balance. Here current leaving the dot, it should current enter the dot. Here, so dot I have to replace here, current enter the dot here. Okay, so what is the purpose of the tertiary winding? Here to balance this currents, how the second the phase B, phase C MMF has, phase B and phase C has a current here due to this secondary current, due to the unbalanced load current. I getting the current in the phase B and phase C. Here phase B and phase C MMF balance is not going on, getting. Okay, for that I am placing the tertiary winding to get the MMF balance. So let's see the MMF balance of the phase A. MMF balance of phase A. MMF balance of phase A. You can see here current entering, here also. So here current entering the dot, here current entering the dot. You can see here current leaving the dot. So MMF of phase A is N1 I1. So this have N1 turns, this has N1 turns, this has N2 turns, tertiary secondary winding, this is tertiary winding, N3. So N1 I1 here entering the dot. Here you can see here I am considering only phase A, N2 I2 equal to current leaving the dot. So N3 I3, okay, N3 I3, N1 I1 equal to N2 I2. This is secondary winding. Okay, and MMF balance of phase B. MMF balance of phase B, that equal to, here phase B you have current leaving, and you have phase B current entering. So N1 I1 by 2 equal to current entering, current leaving, here current entering, N3 I3, but you know here N2, so N2 current is 0. Similarly phase C is N1 I1 by 2 equal to N3 I3, N3 I3. So you can see here I3 current is flowing like this, N3 I3. So you see here the N3 current, I3 current is flowing like this. So current entering the dot, current entering the dot. So observe the MMF balance equation. Observe the MMF balance equation. So you have to understand the MMF balance equation. When current entering the dot and current leaves the dot, then only you get the MMF balance. Then you get the MMF. So MMF balance equation you get. So clearly current entering, MMF current entering equal to current leaving, that is the MMF balance equation I written here. Okay, so I know here N1 I1 2 I1 by 2 equal to N3 I3, N1 I1 by 2 equal to N3 I3. I write here, this is equation 1 and this is equation 2 and this is equation 3. I write N3 I3 equal to N1 I1 by 2. So N1 I1 by 2 equal to N2 I2. I1 2 3 I1 by 2 into N1 equal to N2 I2. So I know I2 equal to 100 amperes. I1 equal to 2 by 3. What is N2 here? 2. N1 here 3. What is I2? 100 amperes. That equal to 4 by 9 into 100 amperes. That equal to 400 by 9 amperes. So this is the solving the problem if you have a tertiary winding. Okay, so you can get the question in TRB Polytechnic lecture, AP Transco also. So this is simple question. If you know the basic concept, that is if you know the basic concept, then it is easy to solve the problem. Okay, so if you go for Transco or TRB Polytechnic lecture or any SPDCL, that the difficulty of the exam for every year it is going to be tough. So you have to prepare advance. You have to prepare in advance and you have to revise all the things. Okay, thank you friends. Study well. Thank you.